So how did you end up meeting Dan Auerbach?
Um, Dan and Pat had the Mighty Imperials open up for them at a New York gig in like 2008. They hit us up and were just like, "Yo, do you want to open this show?" And we hadn't even played for years, and we were just like, "Who the fuck are these guys?" Like, we didn't really listen to that music that much, and then we did, and it was cool. And then like it was just a thing, and then we didn't hear anything for a while, and we didn't even think about it. Like, it was just like an opening gig for like a rock band from Ohio. Like, we didn't really care. They put out a record called Brothers in 2010, which was the first record that they made, which they felt would justify having basically auxiliary musicians on, because there
Hmm.
was like stuff like Dan was playing bass on every song, and there was a
And he's a
lot of
great bass
overdub.
player.
Yeah, he's a very good bass player. He really is, and usually plays a Mustang. Until I convinced him to buy a 1952 Precision, but there was too much shit on that record for them to do the heavy lifting live. So they basically hit us up. And again, we were kind of like, no, we're good. Like, we're good. But then eventually, like, we acquiesced, and then Leon and I went out and did, I don't know, maybe like a year's worth of touring with them. This is like strictly as like sidemen. We got out of that band like right as they were kind of starting to do like, I guess, like arena stuff. We both basically left the second that band was getting really successful. Not that it would have made much difference to us, because we were sidemen and we would be getting paid well, but not like transformationally.
Sure,
Um,
sure.
and from that relationship, even though we stopped playing live with them after 6 months or something, or 9 months or something, basically the studio relationship, or at least it clicked in Dan's mind. And I got to give the man credit, because I mean, he basically wants to make records too. That's his like primary thing. He wants to just record all the time. And Dan realized that having Leon and I, sometimes just Leon, sometimes just me, but most of us, mostly us going down together on productions that he was doing, would be beneficial for him. And over the next, I don't know, half decade, 5 or 6 years, like, we made a lot of really, really cool records. Like, we made a great record with Dr. John, which was still to this day, like, I think one of the coolest recording experiences like I've ever had. Like,
That's a
I'm just,
badass record. Walk down.
yeah, we just
Yeah.
like we bullshitted that record in 5 days. We just like completely faked the entire thing, and Dr. John was just like down.